So one quality of the culture of war is authoritarianism, central authority, hierarchy. What else is a quality of the culture of war? Yes?
Propaganda.
Propaganda. Propaganda.
I would say competition instead of cooperation.
Competition. Not cooperation. Way in the corner. Military industrial complex. Way in the back, in the blue.
Miscommunication, misunderstanding.
Can I put that with propaganda? No, actually, just put it separate because I'm going to add something to the misunderstanding. What is the one thing that without which you cannot ever have a war? One simple word. An enemy. No enemy, no war. If you can't convince people there's an enemy, you can't have a war. And that's why I put that with the misunderstanding, because if you have understanding with the other, you don't have an enemy. It's only if you can produce that disjunction between us and them that you can say, we have an enemy. You know what Gorbachev told Reagan at the end of the Cold War? He said, I'm going to do you the most awful thing that's ever happened to you. I'm going to deprive you of your enemy. And that was a blow, was a serious blow to the United States to not have an enemy anymore. So what did they do? Huh? They created a new enemy. Has anybody ever read A Clash of Civilizations?
Yes.
That was a think tank. What's his name? He was working with a think tank of the CIA, and their task was find the new enemy. They were brilliant. And then, of course, 9/11 just was perfect for them. Now, you see, we do have a new enemy. We can go on with the culture of war because we have an enemy. If not, what could we do? Yes? Nationalism. Here.
Restrictive resources and policies.
Restrictive resources and policies. Explain, because I'm lost with that one.
So they take away personal freedoms that you used to have in the culture. Make it more restrictive so that people they start to feel that fear. And then when we tell them, well, this is the reason why we have to scale back because of these kinds of people, it makes it easier for people to lead a war.
Okay. What's your name, by the way?
Alicia.
Alicia. Yes. Can we stay with that a little bit more? Because you're saying a lot at the same time, okay? So you're saying that the government takes away people's liberties and makes them afraid in order to
Get them to consent to go into
in order to get them to consent, in order to control. All right. How can we say that in a short phrase? Because it's a long one, right? I mean, it's right, but I mean, of course, it's related to authoritarianism, right? But it's a restriction of liberties. What's another word to say that?
I think it's coercion.
Huh? Structural oppression. Yeah, but what did it?
I think it's coercion.
Coercion. Human rights violations.
Right.
Yeah. Hegemony, yeah. They all go with this, but I want to distinguish it a little bit from authoritarianism. Well, let's just do what you said, restriction of liberties.
Corruption of resources, corruption of access to resources, probably.
Well, but no, you're saying restricting people's liberty, right? We'll just say restriction on liberty. Okay, what else? In the back there.
The illusion of free thinking. So the illusion of free thought, or the ability to express yourself freely. So like in schools, the illusion that you're actually learning and being able to critically think. So I guess the illusion of free thought.
Yeah. Can I put that with propaganda? Because it's a part of propaganda, isn't it? And just illusions.
But I think I would emphasize the part about education, like under the culture where education is structured in a way to give students, especially younger people, the illusion that they're learning, when actually they're just being taught to accept what's already been.
Okay, so, okay, let's put it separately. Education of illusion.
Yeah.
Something like that. Does everybody understand what she's talking about? Because if not, explain a little more, Camila.
I was going to say that, well, education is actually using tools to spread propaganda and stuff. They're actually
All right, I'm going to put it separately, though. Education, can I put education of illusion and everybody will understand what she's talking about?
What about indoctrination?
But indoctrination is an awful lot like propaganda, isn't it? But this is different. This is the whole system of education. And the notion that you think you know. And I'm going to, Camila, can I add media too? Because the media also gives you the illusion. People think they're actually seeing the news.
I guess maybe just put it under illusions in general, like the
Okay, education, media, illusions. All right, yes.
I would say that we want to control resources. Like if you look at Israel, Syria, there's a fight over the Golden Heights.
All right, control of resources. Now, there's something, I want you to go back 20,000 years in the culture of war, because the culture of war is as old as we know. And as an anthropologist, you go and you see some tribes making war, that are essentially Stone Age tribes. What is one of the first things that has to strike you about the culture of war as an anthropologist? Think about it. Very, very simple. Only half the people of the world are part of the culture of war, and the other half are excluded. Which half is included and which half are excluded?
Males are included and females are excluded.
Yep. Yep. Male domination is part of the culture of war and has been forever. Now, there are some female warriors. And if we have time later, I'll tell you about what I wrote once, which was very important in anthropology, called Why There Are So Few Women Warriors. Because it's not biological.